It's me, another white guy in China, but clearly I am Chinese. So how does that title make sense? Anyway, today's topic is how coming to China can corrupt you. But actually, I'm not gonna like rag on China. I like China, but I just find to point this out because it's so interesting to me. But my friends and I, a collective number of them, never drank before coming to China. Never went to the club before coming to China. A lot of them did smoke, but I didn't, and some others didn't as well, coming to China. And let's see here. I didn't personally date so much until after coming to China. I wouldn't say that's like corrupt, but brings me into my future topic of how I like uh, how it is in China. Like it's the reason you could say that people are more corrupt or something like that. I think it has to do with two things, and the first one is more freedom. Interestingly enough, in China, I came to China to have more personal freedom. People look at me kind of confusedly, I'm sure. But when you live in China and the cost of living is so low, when you make good money, it's and you can do a lot. I mean, it's really easy to go from place to place. Like back where I'm from, it's really hard to travel if you don't own a car, and it's really hard to buy a car if you don't have a lot of money. And then even if you do have the money for a car, you can't buy the insurance. And if you buy the insurance, and if you don't buy the insurance, you're driving around illegally, and you can lose your car, and stuff like that. It makes it really difficult stuff as well. So coming to China did give me the more freedom to just basically live my life and try new things. And I found out after a while that I did actually like going to the club, and so I just go sparingly with friends now, and I just kind of stay away from those kind of things. But other people, they do like going to the club, they do like drinking and stuff like that. But I could say this is more, maybe I don't want to say it's corrupt. I think it's around maturity. And maybe you could say, how is going to the club every night drinking or going every weekend drinking mature? But I mean, it's not all that way. I mean, some people go to the club and they just go for the atmosphere because they enjoy the atmosphere. So I would feel that is just basically maturity. I have been thinking about like I recently like I never really dated much until coming to China. So coming to China has allowed me to mature and live by myself and experience things I never had before. So I feel like this is actually the like people just maturing and they're going through different phases and trying new things as well. And there's also a sort of challenge to live here because Chinese is definitely not your first language probably, or unless you're really good in Chinese, you might have a little bit of a hard time, or you just stay with foreigners all day. But you will have to challenge yourself sometimes, and the stress can also get to you as well. Like I could bring up a whole other topic about how stress in China is really bad for Chinese, not so much foreigners, but Chinese. I'll tell you this a quick story though. Actually, I was just playing basketball. I'm actually coming to China. I've learned to play basketball. Actually, playing basketball. It's very popular in China. And I just see these kids just standing in the middle, and I'm curious of what they're just doing. And I see this little 8-year-old boy, and he has this in his hand like this. Except the pen is a cigarette. He's like, and I'm just like, how old is that kid? Coming from a Western perspective, that's really weird to see a kid smoke in public. There's a lot of other people around, but this is like a culture shock. So interesting, but at the same time, like, why? It's like, you know how stressful school is? He's probably just relaxing, smoking. It's a horrible thing to think about, but it's still interesting at the same time, but anyway, I'm not trying to rag on China. I really do like China. As they say, it gives me a lot of personal freedom. I think it's more free in some ways for most Chinese than it would be in any other kind of society as well, but that's a whole other topic, you know? So I'm glad that you guys made it to my YouTube channel. If you like my content, I'm going to be posting more. I don't really plan on doing a lot of just like talks about China, but if you enjoy it, I can do as well. Subscribe, like, all kinds of stuff like that. Give me any ideas that you want me to talk about or discuss. And I'll see you guys next time.